Did you know that your bathroom, the very place where you go to clean yourself, may actually be one of the most dangerous rooms in your home? In fact, health experts warn that bathrooms can harbor more hidden germs, toxins, and health hazards than your kitchen. It's unsettling, isn't it? Think about it. You scrub the sink, wipe the counter, maybe even bleach the toilet, but no matter how hard you clean, you still notice that lingering musty smell, or you keep dealing with sinus pressure, skin rashes, or mysterious fatigue. And it makes you wonder, what am I missing? Here's the truth. The real dangers in your bathroom aren't always the ones you see. They're the quiet culprits tucked behind shower curtains, hidden inside drawers, or disguised as everyday items you've trusted for years. From expired products that can irritate your skin to damp corners that grow invisible mold, these small but powerful hazards add up, and over time, they can chip away at your health without you even realizing it. That's why in today's video, we're uncovering 15 hidden dangers in your bathroom that could be making you sick and how to fix them quickly. These aren't complicated routines or overwhelming projects. They're simple steps anyone can take to protect their home and their health. So before we dive in, make sure you hit like and tap subscribe. Because what you'll discover today could give you more than just a cleaner bathroom. It could give you back your energy, your peace of mind, and the safe home you deserve. Let me introduce you to Mabel Thornwood, a 77-year-old retired librarian from Vermont. For nearly 4 decades, Mabel spent her days surrounded by books, organization, and order. Her friends often teased her that she had the neatest handwriting and the most meticulously labeled shelves in the entire county library. Even in retirement, that same love of tidiness followed her home. But Mabel also had a quirky habit. Back in the 1980s, whenever she visited gift shops or attended conferences, she collected decorative soaps shaped like seashells, roses, and even tiny animals. They were colorful, fragrant, and charming, but she never actually used them. Instead, she proudly displayed them in her bathroom like little works of art. Over time, those soaps became part of her identity, the soap lady with a bathroom that looked like a boutique. Here's the twist. Despite her tidy space, Mabel began struggling with constant sinus infections, itchy skin, and bouts of unexplained fatigue. She cleaned regularly, wiped her counters, scrubbed her sink, and even kept her bathroom smelling fresh with air sprays. But something wasn't adding up. During a routine doctor's visit, she mentioned her symptoms. That's when her doctor said something that left her stunned. Have you ever considered your bathroom might be the problem? Mabel was floored. Her bathroom was her pride and joy. How could it be making her sick? And yet, when she began to look closer, she discovered something she never expected. 15 hidden dangers quietly working against her health. That's when she realized it wasn't about how often she cleaned, it was about what she was keeping. And now, we're going to walk through those 15 dangers together, so you can protect your health too. Number 1. Old bars of soap. Let's start with something most of us overlook, old bars of soap. You'd think soap would always be safe, right? After all, it's made to clean. But the truth is, once a bar of soap sits unused for years, or worse, sits out as decoration, it can actually become a breeding ground for bacteria, dust, and even mold. Mabel learned this the hard way. Remember those decorative soaps shaped like seashells and roses she loved to collect? They looked pretty, but they were decades old. When she finally picked one up, she noticed it had a sticky film and a faint, musty smell. Laboratory studies have shown that old or unused soaps can trap dead skin cells, harbor bacteria like staph, and even irritate sensitive skin. Instead of washing germs away, they can spread them. Mabel admitted, "I thought they were harmless. I never used them, so I assumed they were safe." But those little decorative pieces were quietly releasing dust and allergens into her bathroom air every time she moved them around. The fix is simple. If your soap is cracked, discolored, slimy, or older than a year, it's time to let it go. Decorative soaps from the 80s or 90s may hold sentimental value, but they're better remembered with a photo than kept on the counter. If you love bar soap, replace it regularly and store it in a dry dish that allows airflow. So here's a question for you. How old is the oldest bar of soap in your house right now? Be honest. You might be surprised. Share your answer in the comments. Because sometimes the smallest things, like an old bar of soap, can have the biggest impact on your health. Number 2. Moldy shower curtains. Now let's talk about something you might glance at every day but never really see: your shower curtain. Bathrooms are humid spaces, and shower curtains are the perfect trap for moisture. That damp fabric or vinyl surface quickly becomes a breeding ground for mold and mildew. And those spores. They don't just stay on the curtain, they float into the air, triggering allergies, sinus problems, and even asthma flare-ups. Mabel discovered this when she pulled her curtain aside one morning and noticed faint black specks along the bottom seam. She had been scrubbing her sink and wiping her counters, but she never thought about the curtain itself. Yet every hot shower released a burst of spores into the room, making her breathing problems worse without her realizing it. Here's the good news. The fix is simple. Wash your shower curtain liner once a month in hot water, or replace it altogether if it's beyond saving. Many modern liners are machine washable and even treated to resist mildew. And if you're still using a fabric curtain, make sure it can dry fully between showers. So here's my challenge for you. Take a closer look at your shower curtain today. Does it smell musty? Do you see spots near the bottom? If so, it may be time for a wash or a replacement. Because sometimes the cleanest bathroom hides its biggest problems in plain sight. Number 3. Expired medicines. Now let's open the medicine cabinet, a place many of us trust but rarely check closely. Expired medicines are one of the biggest hidden dangers in senior households. Once a pill or liquid passes its expiration date, it doesn't just lose its strength, it can also become unstable, making it harder for your body to process safely. That means the medication you're relying on to ease pain, lower blood pressure, or calm allergies might not be helping at all, or worse, it could be hurting you. Mabel was shocked when she started pulling bottles out of her bathroom cabinet. She found cough syrup that had expired 5 years ago, pain relievers with labels so faded she couldn't read them, and even a half-full prescription bottle for an antibiotic her late husband never finished. She admitted, "I thought medicine only got weaker with age. I didn't realize it could actually make me sicker." The FDA has warned that expired medications are a growing problem in 2025, especially for seniors managing multiple prescriptions. Some drugs, like heart medicine or insulin, lose effectiveness quickly and can lead to serious health risks if taken after their date. Others may even cause harmful side effects. The solution is simple: every few months, set aside 10 minutes to go through your medicine cabinet. Toss anything that's expired, unlabeled, or no longer prescribed to you. Many pharmacies now offer safe disposal programs, so you don't have to throw pills into the trash. So let me ask you, when was the last time you checked the expiration dates on your medicine? If you can't remember, today might be the day to start. Because your health is too important to gamble on outdated pills. Number 4. Worn-out loofahs and sponges. Next up, your loofahs and shower sponges. They may feel like they're keeping you clean, but when they get old or sit damp day after day, they become germ factories. The tiny holes and fibers trap soap residue, dead skin cells, and moisture, the perfect recipe for bacteria and even mold. Instead of washing dirt away, they can rub it right back onto your skin. Mabel confessed she had a favorite pink loofah she'd been using for years. It hung in the same spot by the shower, always damp, always ready. But when she finally looked closer, she noticed dark spots forming deep in the fibers. No wonder her skin had been itchy after showers. Experts say loofahs and sponges should be replaced every 3 to 4 weeks, or sanitized often if you want to keep them longer. For seniors with thinner, more sensitive skin, using contaminated scrubbers can lead to rashes, irritation, or infections. Here's a quick fix: switch to a simple washcloth you can throw in the laundry, or keep a rotation of fresh sponges so there's always a clean one ready. So tell me, how long have you been hanging onto your loofah? Drop your answer in the comments. You might shock yourself. Number 5. Expired makeup. Now let's step into the bathroom cabinet again, this time where many seniors keep their makeup and cosmetics. Here's the surprising truth. Makeup has an expiration date just like food and medicine, and using it past that point can cause serious problems. Expired mascara, foundation, or powders don't just lose their color or texture. They can grow bacteria that leads to eye infections, rashes, and irritation, especially on aging skin. Mabel discovered this when she dug into a drawer and found an old tube of mascara she hadn't touched in years. It was clumpy and dry, but she admitted she had thought, "Why throw it out? I might use it again for a special occasion." After learning expired eye makeup can harbor bacteria linked to conjunctivitis, better known as pink eye, she quickly realized the risk wasn't worth it. For seniors, this is even more important. As skin becomes thinner and more sensitive with age, reactions to expired products can be harsher. Even lipsticks or powders can trigger redness and irritation. Here's the fix. Check the tiny symbol on most packaging, a number with the letter M, like 6M or 12M. That tells you how many months it's safe to use after opening. If you can't remember when you bought it, or if it smells odd, feels sticky, or looks different, it's time to toss it. So here's a quick question for you. What's the oldest makeup item sitting in your bathroom right now? Be honest. It might be older than you think. Drop it in the comments and see if anyone can beat your answer. Because holding on to expired makeup isn't saving money, it's risking your health. Number 6. Dusty decorative towels. Now let's talk about something that looks harmless but can quietly spread germs: decorative towels. Many of us, especially in our generation, keep the nice towels hanging in the bathroom for guests. They look perfect, they match the decor, and some of them haven't been washed in weeks or even months. But here's the problem. Guests touch them, kids wipe their hands on them, and all that bacteria sits there waiting for the next person. Mabel had a set of embroidered towels she proudly hung on the rack. They were a wedding gift from decades ago, with delicate lace trim, and she rarely let anyone use them. But during a holiday visit, her grandkids wiped their wet hands on those towels again and again. Later, she realized those untouched towels were actually never washed, collecting dust and germs over the years. Experts warn that decorative towels can become just as contaminated as everyday ones, sometimes worse since they're not laundered regularly. For seniors with weaker immune systems, that can mean more colds, skin irritation, or even infections. The solution? Rotate them. If a towel is on display, treat it like any other, wash it at least once a week. Or keep purely decorative towels for decor only, and provide fresh, clean ones for actual use. So here's a question. Do you have a too nice to wash towel in your home? Be honest. It might be time to finally give it a good clean. Number 7. Old toothbrushes. Here's one that hides in plain sight: old toothbrushes. Dentists warn that once the bristles are frayed, the brush not only cleans less effectively but also traps bacteria deep inside. Every time you put it in your mouth, you're reintroducing those germs to your gums and teeth. For seniors, this is especially risky, since aging gums are more sensitive and infections take longer to heal. Mabel admitted she had a toothbrush that was so worn, the bristles splayed out in every direction. She thought, why replace it? It still works. But what she didn't realize is that a brush older than 3 months is often more harmful than helpful. Her dentist explained that frayed bristles don't remove plaque properly, leaving her vulnerable to gum disease and bad breath. The fix is simple. Replace your toothbrush every 3 months, or sooner if the bristles look worn. And if you've recently had a cold or infection, swap it out right away to avoid re-exposing yourself. So here's my quick question for you. How long have you been using your current toothbrush? Drop your guess in the comments. You might shock yourself. Number 8. Dirty hairbrushes and combs. Another bathroom culprit that often slips under the radar. Hairbrushes and combs. Over time, they trap loose hairs, natural oils, dust, and flakes of skin. What looks like a harmless brush can actually become a breeding ground for germs and even mold, especially in damp bathroom air. Every time you run that dirty brush through your hair, you're spreading buildup right back onto your scalp. Mabel had a favorite wooden-handled brush she'd been using since her children were young. She never thought to clean it. After all, it was just for brushing hair. But when she finally pulled the bristles apart, she saw a grayish layer clinging inside. No wonder her scalp had felt itchy. Experts recommend cleaning brushes at least once a month. Pull out old hairs, soak the brush in warm soapy water, and let it air dry completely. Seniors with thinner hair or sensitive skin benefit even more, since scalp irritation can lead to infections if left untreated. Here's a simple check. Pick up your brush right now and look between the bristles. Would you still want to use it if someone else handed it to you? If the answer is no, it's time for a wash. Number 9. Leaky faucets. Now let's talk about something small that can cause big problems: a leaky faucet. That slow drip may not seem like much, but every drop creates constant moisture, and constant moisture invites mold and mildew. The tricky part? The real danger isn't always what you see on the surface. It's what's growing underneath sinks, behind fixtures, or around tile grout. Mabel ignored a steady drip in her bathroom sink for months. It was just a faint plink sound she tuned out. But when she finally looked closer, she noticed a dark ring forming under the basin. A plumber later told her that hidden leaks like hers often fuel mold colonies, releasing spores that aggravate allergies and breathing issues, especially in seniors. The fix? Don't wait. If your faucet drips or your pipes sweat, get it repaired quickly. Even better, wipe down damp spots daily and keep cabinets under sinks dry and clutter-free so air can circulate. So here's my challenge for you. If your bathroom is quiet right now, do you still hear a drip? If so, that sound may be a warning. Don't ignore it. Your health could thank you later. Number 10. Under-sink clutter. Another hidden danger in many bathrooms is under the sink. It's the one spot we all use as a catch-all: cleaning sprays, old sponges, plastic bags, half-used bottles of shampoo. But here's the problem: that space is usually dark, damp, and poorly ventilated. And when you combine moisture with clutter, you create the perfect breeding ground for bacteria, mildew, and even pests. Mabel used to joke that her under-sink cabinet was like a mini storage unit. But when she finally cleaned it out, she found a damp sponge that had gone slimy, a cracked bottle of cleaner that had leaked, and even a trail of ants drawn to the moisture. No wonder her bathroom always had a faint musty odor she couldn't get rid of. The fix is straightforward. Declutter that space and keep only what you actually use. Place items in small bins or trays so spills don't spread, and leave some open space for air circulation. Most importantly, check it monthly for leaks or moisture before it becomes a bigger issue. So here's the question. When was the last time you opened your under-sink cabinet and really looked inside? Today might be the perfect time to find out. Number 11. Chemical air fresheners. Now here's one that might surprise you: chemical air fresheners. You know the kind: plug-ins, sprays, or those little gel pods that promise to keep your bathroom smelling fresh. They seem harmless, even helpful. But studies show many of them release volatile organic compounds, chemicals that can irritate the lungs, trigger headaches, and worsen conditions like asthma or COPD. And for seniors, whose lungs are often more sensitive, the impact can be especially serious. Mabel used to keep a lavender-scented plug-in going 24/7 in her bathroom. She loved the idea of walking into a sweet-smelling space, especially when guests visited. But she noticed her coughing spells always got worse when she spent too much time in there. It wasn't until her daughter pointed out the connection that she realized the fresh scent she loved was silently making her sick. The truth is, masking odors doesn't solve the problem, it often adds another one. The better solution: swap out chemical fresheners for natural alternatives. Open a window when you can, use a bowl of baking soda to absorb odors, or keep a small essential oil diffuser on a timer. Even a fresh plant can do more for your air than a synthetic spray. So here's a thought. When you walk into your bathroom, do you smell cleanliness, or just chemicals? That difference could be affecting more than just your nose. Because real freshness isn't about perfume, it's about breathing safely in your own home. Number 12. Cracked bath mats. Now let's look down for a moment at your bath mat. It may seem like just a soft landing spot after a shower, but once those mats start to crack, tear, or hold moisture, they can quickly turn into a hidden hazard. Every time water drips from the tub, it seeps into those cracks, creating a damp environment where mildew and bacteria thrive. And because mats stay pressed to the floor, the problem hides underneath, out of sight. Mabel had a rubber-backed bath mat she'd used for years. At first, it was plush and safe, but as time went on, the bottom began to split and curl. When she finally flipped it over, she was horrified to see dark stains and patches of mildew that explained the musty smell she couldn't get rid of. For seniors, this isn't just about germs, it's also about safety. Worn mats can slip, curl at the edges, or make a bathroom floor dangerously slick. The fix: replace bath mats every year or wash them weekly if they're fabric. Look for quick-dry or machine-washable options that keep moisture from sticking around. So here's a quick challenge. When was the last time you turned your bath mat over and checked the underside? That simple glance could reveal more than you expect. Number 13. Unlabeled pill bottles. One of the scariest discoveries Mabel made was hidden in the back of her bathroom cabinet: unlabeled pill bottles. Over the years, labels had peeled off, ink had faded, and some bottles were completely blank. She admitted she kept them because she thought, "I'll remember what they are." But when she pulled them out years later, she had no clue which pill was for what, or if they were even safe anymore. For seniors, this is especially dangerous. Taking the wrong medication, or doubling up by mistake, can lead to dizziness, dangerous blood pressure changes, or even hospital visits. In fact, in 2025, pharmacists report that mislabeled or unmarked bottles are one of the top causes of accidental overdoses in older adults. Mabel's wake-up call came when she almost took an old white pill, thinking it was a mild pain reliever. Her daughter, who happened to visit that day, recognized it as a leftover antibiotic. That one mistake could have caused serious harm. Here's the fix: if a bottle doesn't have a clear, readable label, don't guess. Toss it safely. Most pharmacies now have medication disposal bins for exactly this purpose. And when you get new prescriptions, ask your pharmacist for large print labels or easy open caps to avoid confusion later. So let me ask you, do you have any bottles in your cabinet right now that you'd struggle to identify? If yes, it's time to clear them out today. Because your health is too important to risk on a mystery pill. Number 14. Half-used cleaning products. Another silent danger hiding in many bathrooms is half-used cleaning products. Most of us keep bottles under the sink: bleach, disinfectants, sprays, some nearly empty, some so old the labels have faded. The problem is that when these products sit too long, the chemicals inside can break down, leaking fumes or even corroding their containers. And if different bottles get stored together and accidentally mix, like bleach and ammonia, the result can release toxic gases strong enough to irritate eyes, burn lungs, or send someone to the hospital. Mabel had a basket full of half-used bottles, some dating back over a decade. One day, she noticed a sharp chemical smell every time she opened the cabinet. When her son visited, he pointed out a crusty blue cleaner that had leaked and mixed with another product, creating a mess that could have been dangerous if left longer. The fix: keep only what you use regularly, and never store incompatible products side by side. If you haven't touched it in over a year, it's time to dispose of it properly. Many towns offer hazardous waste collection for old cleaners. So here's my question for you. If I opened your under-sink cabinet right now, would I find a lineup of bottles you forgot you even owned? If yes, today might be the perfect day to declutter them, for your safety and your health. Number 15. Old razors and nail clippers. Finally, let's talk about something small but risky: old razors and nail clippers. Over time, blades dull, tiny cracks form, and bacteria settle in the crevices. Every nick, every trim becomes an open door for germs. For seniors, this is even more concerning, because thinning skin, slower healing, and weaker immune systems make infections far more likely. Mabel had a metal nail clipper she'd been using since the 1970s. It looked sturdy, but when she inspected it closely, rust had formed along the hinge. She realized each time she trimmed her nails, she risked cutting too close and introducing bacteria. The same went for her old razor: dull blades that tugged at her skin, leaving tiny cuts she hadn't even noticed. The fix is simple: replace razors every week or two, and swap out nail clippers every couple of years, especially if they show rust or wear. And always clean them with alcohol wipes after each use. So here's a challenge for you. When was the last time you replaced your razor or nail clipper? If you can't remember, it might be time. Because tools meant to keep you neat and healthy shouldn't be the ones putting your health at risk. When Mabel stepped back and looked at her bathroom after clearing out these 15 hidden culprits, she admitted something she never expected. "I thought I was living in a spotless home. I scrubbed and polished, but what I didn't realize was that my clutter wasn't just stealing space, it was stealing my health." For the first time in years, Her bathroom didn't just look clean, it felt safe. The air was lighter, the musty smell was gone, and the daily headaches she once blamed on age began to fade. She told her daughter, "It feels like I got a piece of my life back." And that's the real lesson here. Decluttering isn't only about appearances, it's about protecting your body, your breathing, and your peace of mind. Small changes, like tossing an old razor or replacing a shower curtain, can have a big impact on how you feel every single day. So now I want to hear from you. Which one of these 15 bathroom dangers surprised you the most? Drop your answer in the comments. Your story could inspire another senior to take action today. If Mabel's journey opened your eyes, don't stop here. Hit that like button, tap subscribe, and share this video with someone you love. These simple changes could protect their health, just like they protected Mabel's. And don't miss our next video, where we'll reveal the 10 surprising things in your kitchen that could be slowly making seniors sick. You won't believe what's hiding in plain sight. Because your home should never make you sick, it should be the place that heals you.